Today's workout wasn't so good. So mainly in terms of how I felt, in terms of the way my body was firing, in terms of basically my coordination, right? Again, I felt like snatch is something I haven't done for a while, and I was struggling to with the basics. I was struggling with the barbell. So starting with, in fact, before this video, I believe I did a lot of just pathway drills just to set everything correct, especially because my new coach, and again, hey Bob, my new coach has changed a lot in my technique. He's changed my pathway. So that's why I practice a lot with an empty stick, then with a barbell. Only after that I had enough confidence to start pulling on even some weights. So the first exercise which I'm doing over here is a pressing snatch balance, and I've started falling in love with this exercise. A pressing snatch balance is greatly helping me get more comfortable under the barbell, right? Let me rephrase that. When I say get comfortable under the barbell, it is helping me get comfortable with the point of keeping an active upper body, pushing against the bar, while at the same time letting my lower body dip down and go into the squat position, go into a sitting position. So that's exactly what this drill has been so helpful for. Pressing snatch balance helpful for keeping an upper active body while the lower body is squatting at the same time. As you can see, I've struggled with a lot of repetitions over here. I don't remember which set exactly. In some of those sets, this is the set I was talking about. There you go. Feeling so uncomfortable under the barbell, not able to push through while at the same time sitting down, second guessing, thinking. So again, just struggling with it, which is why exactly I need this. And I believe down the line, as and when I get more comfortable, the poundage over here goes up. This is going to help my overall snatch definitely. And after pressing snatch balance, it was time for me to do my dip snatches. Now again with dip snatches, right, the way I have typically done them versus the way I did it last session, which was my first session with my new coach, was a little different. And again over here I struggled with some other new concept. I'm not sure as to what I was thinking. There you go. Honestly, this is not what I had in mind. I had planned to do a dip snatch, but when I put even that green plate and those 40 kilos, and when I pulled it position, just felt a little too uncomfortable, which is why I did a lot of pathway work initially. And I did, yeah, there you go. I had to just drop it after the first repetition because it just felt so goddamn uncomfortable for me. And let's see what I was able to do in my second set. And again over here, okay, so pathway. There you go. An awful snatch from the power position, an awful dip snatch, jumping forward like that, getting very uncomfortable sitting down. And that's, there you go. Again, I just stopped after a single repetition, whereas I was supposed to do triples over here. So one thing which I was doing over is I was doing my dip snatches from the ground up. I think my coach wanted me to lift a bar from the floor, pause at every different position, and then do my snatches from the hip, from the power position. However, I just found that a little too uncomfortable, and in the end I ended up doing all my snatches from the power position itself. No more lifting it off the floor. And I think, yeah, there you go. This is where my set is actually started. Not this set, hold on. There you go. Again missing that, which is technically supposed to be so easy for me. Snatch. So my mistake, it wasn't this particular set. I believe the next set I directly start from the dip position itself. See all that hesitation and second thinking. Okay, that's one more, and stop the set. So I ended up doing three attempts at different sets to try and do a dip snatch. Just felt too uncomfortable, and then finally, there you go. Right, I'm going to count this as my first work set, and I'm going to discount the previous 3 attempts. So as you can see over here, I'm no longer taking the bar from the floor. I'm doing everything directly from the power position, from the hip position. This is my first set of a triple. The third repetition was flowing. It was a lot more graceful, don't you think? And over here, I slowly started bumping up the weight from 40 to 42.5 over here. And look at the hesitation again, right? All those hip pumping movements. Those were definitely not deliberate, no matter how it looks. So again, starting from the floor up, taking the power position, and a triple from the power position. One more. So, okay, I just remember another thing I'll have to discuss. There you go. And a one last set of the same. This is my third and final set of the day as far as dip snatches go, or you call it dip snatches or just call it power position hip snatches. Okay, so what I was saying is I hate this reset which I have to do a between every repetition, and that's where you see I see the CrossFit at least really acing the game. The way they move from one repetition to another, it's very very graceful. And my third one, dip and triple extend. There you go. So every single time I've noticed my third repetition always ends up looking as if all my mess up with my dip snatches wasn't enough. Now it came to snatching from the hang. And again, I made a big mistake in reading whatever my coach had asked me to. My coach had asked me to do my hang snatches for at around 40 kilos and go up if and when I felt comfortable. I don't remember reading it properly. I noticed it after my workout was done, so I just ended up doing my hang snatches, knee hang snatches with 50, directly starting with 50. Right, you saw that first repetition. That first repetition was an attempt at a hang snatch. I just feel miserably and I stopped over there. Now remember, hang snatches from the knee I'm supposed to do for a double. So this is my second attempt. I'm doing one repetition and that's it. Just felt a little too uncomfortable to do a double with, and I stopped over here. Then another attempt. Another attempt at the same. Alright, and now go down to the knee and snatch. That's one. Again, it's much of a power, and then squat, and then my second repetition. So I would be counting this as my first set. And I thought I'm supposed to do only 3 sets, and later on I noticed I was supposed to do 5. And thankfully I did notice in notes midway, and I went ahead and finished all 5. Let me directly jump to my last set, which was, I believe, the best in terms of my hang knee snatches today. This I believe is my 4th set, and knee and snatch. All right. This is my 4th set, not my last one. I remember my last one because the last one I just recorded myself from the posterior angle. Okay. That second repetition was again a lot better than the first. Now let me look at the last set. And now my last set. Go down to the knee and pull. Alright. That hesitation with the overhead squat, I really hate that. I need a lot more practice. And one more. That's it. Sit down and stand. And to wrap up my session, my coach had asked me to perform snatch deadlifts. And it's only when I was recording this segment I remembered, oh wow, my coach had asked me to do something else. He wanted to practice from the floor to the knee, from the floor to the knee, then from the knee to the hip, and then the power position, just stand up and keep it down. I honestly forgot all about it and just ended up doing snatch deadlifts with a slight shrug at the end. I maxed out at 80 over here, so it was 60, 70, 80. Now this is something which just came to me yesterday evening, right? I was just thinking at this age, masters category, just practicing all of these weight lifts, maybe I don't have the mobility to sit down in my overhead squat position, and maybe I should go ahead and start practicing split snatches. I didn't ask my coach about this, and again, this is just something which I did at the end of my workout just with the bar. I'll be asking my coach about this today. Let's see what he says. Just some fun, just some time pass. Apart from this, I also did a lot of back workouts. I just did lots of pull-ups at different grips, and just 5 at 5 different sets of pull-ups at 5 repetitions per set. Right, that's it for today.